Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Anno 1800. Now, this game has been out for a long time and I would totally understand if you've already seen enough and don't need to see any more. But it has been a long time since I played any of the Anno games, and with the release of Pax Romana and all of that being announced, although I don't think it has a release date yet, playtesting and stuff is going to be around about soon, I guess. But now we're going to start the campaign, and I'm going to play some Anno, because why not? And I obviously have bought the game. I have all of the DLC, and I'm quite excited to get into this city builder with a little bit of a campaign. So I don't know much about it at all. I will be learning as I go. We are currently dynamite fishing, apparently, to secure passage home, and you'll find out why we need passage home very soon. So remember when we escaped the pits back when? Still some dynamite left, so we need to go to a derelict lighthouse over here and pick up some dynamite. Here it is, just get plenty of distance on the throw. So we now have a dynamite stick in our ship, and we can throw into a certain area. So we need to left click on the dynamite and then left click where we want to throw it, as long as we're not too close to the area of effect. So I think it's just about there, so we'll just throw it. Boom. We get some fish, then we can go and pick that up. And I'm kind of wishing now that I'd chosen a different colour for my area of effect, because, ooh, 2 in 1, excellent, that is nice. Right, so we then right click on our fish to pick them up and deliver them over to the port here. Still trying to get used to that smell of char. Our hand is impressed and thinks we have enough fish to pay for a ticket home. There we go. Right, we'll head on over here and trade in our fish. Grumpy ticket agent agrees to take your fish. Ah, that burnt reek. Ugh. Hand over whatever it is and I'll help you get rid of it. Thanks. Here are your tickets. Hurry, drifters. The boat is leaving soon and nobody wants you to miss it. So we have a ticket to the old world. And you will find out why we're going back to the old world now. So off we go. We're setting sail. Now, if you didn't catch it while I was chatting through it, we're leaving paradise behind to reunite with our family, and our hand has made a vow to defend us, and he never breaks an oath, even if a blind man could see you leap into the deepest pit of dung, apparently. I have disabled voice acting, but it is wonderfully voice acted, and if you are playing, or do get a chance to play it, obviously you won't need to listen to me talking over it, so you can enjoy the voice acting. And maybe we will put it back on at some point, but I do a lot of talking in my videos, so we don't need to see too much of it. But the basic story is we have been talked to by our father, who is being accused of high treason. Unbelievable. This letter is from our sister, and it is the first one that we have opened because we have generally been ignoring our father's letters. He is now dead, and or endungeoned, sorry, and he has died in a dungeon. That's why we're coming home for the funeral. This letter is asking us to come home, and it has taken until the death of our father to actually do that. So we've now returned home, and we're just coming into port where, look at this. This is Hannah, our sister. She hoped we'd return. Do we remember Bright Sands? Of course. We loved it here. It's changed now. The Royal Council support Uncle Edvard. Father barely cold and he's pulling everything down. So Uncle Edvard is our greedy uncle who is trying to destroy everything our father has worked for and built. Now it's our mission, and what we will eventually do is establish our own community, our own colony on its own island, and start fighting back, so to speak. It begins with us disrupting our uncle's plans, and eventually we will be able to move forward and take back some of our land. We never said how wealthy we were. Why were we selling fish and sleeping in barns? Well, there's a reason for that. Never told your friend of Good and Sons? There is much to be said, but not now. Dear father's funeral begins. So we're here to attend our father's funeral. Now I've named my my character John Franklin after the famous explorer and former occupant of Van Diemen's Land, now known, I think, as Tasmania. Or it could be New Zealand, I can't remember exactly. But I've always been fascinated with the age of exploration, and this game is set around about the time Franklin was heavily active. Unfortunately, he led an expedition to the Arctic and they were completely lost at sea. Well, not lost at sea, they were trapped in the Arctic ice, and their ships disappeared. They were found in the mid 2000, like early 2000s to 2006 and 2009, I think. And that started to unravel the mystery a little bit, but Franklin's body's never been found. Anyway, Hannah has bought a small island with the last of her funds, and passage for all still loyal to father. So, new adventures. Let's get to it. Here we are on our tiny little port that we are now going to change. This is it, Ditchwater, end of the world. I hope you like it quiet. Thank you, Captain. Let's get to building. So, quite excited about this one. It's a game that I've always had a bit of an eye on, but never really gotten into. So we are now at Chapter 1, A Tale of Two Brothers. Ooh, so is the other guy my brother? No, he's my uncle. Anyway, here we go. Edvard is baffled that you would remain beyond funeral proceedings, and he doesn't like that we are establishing a rival company. But in the settlement of Ditchwater, things are going to start beginning. So Hannah feels that the island has potential. Let Uncle Edward scoff. A modest island, yes, but if you're at all like father, you'll look beyond appearances. So we need to build a marketplace and 10 farmer residences, and then attract 50 farmers. So we can start doing that now, actually. We're going to build some farming residences, and we're going to actually build them over here. We do need a marketplace to begin with. Actually, it's demanding that. There's an abandoned sawmill there, and we've got some other ruins and stuff. Now, you need a certain population to clear the ruins, and once that's done, you will eventually start, you know, getting some of that out. Now, we have a marketplace here, and I'm going to just place it down. I'm going to try and keep it in line with my port. And I'm going to just drag it out a touch right up to there. That's the marketplace in. And then we need to connect it to our trading post over here. There we go. That's now connected up. And we can actually, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to just pick this up a second because we can relocate buildings already. I'm just going to flip that round like that. Then we can just adjust the road a touch. There we go. And there. Right, now it looks a little bit more even. So we're going to do a little road all the way around like that. There we go. Housing people is essential. Make sure to build their residences near the marketplace and connect them via roads so that people have access to goods. So we're going to build our first farming residences here, just in a little bit of a row, and we have reached the age of agriculture. Now, we can't build anything there due to the fact that there's something that needs to be demolished in the way, but we will just continue on building this street. We need to build 10 farmer residences, so I'm going to continue doing this all the way along here, making some little streets that people can access. We have run out of stuff there, so we're just going to delete that one. And they will appear as a blueprint if you do not have the resources needed for them, or you can wait and place them when you are ready to do so. I think that will do for now. Select a resident and observe how farmers slowly move in because you've fulfilled their need for a market. So here we go. People are starting to move in because we have fulfilled the need for a market. They also need fish and work clothes. Everything we've built so far consumed wood. We'll be needing more of it to continue. So we can start by opening the timber production chain and build a lumberjack's house in a forest to start producing wood. Now we can build that over here. There are 3, 4 there. I think we'll go here. Will do. And then we can actually pick up some timber here. Place a sawmill near the lumberjack's hut and connect them with a road. Was there an abandoned sawmill somewhere? I think it's already been cleared. So our sawmill will now go here. It will remain at 100% there, I think, so that's good. And then we'll get a road linking all of this up, like so. Excellent. They also need a small warehouse, which we can then just put in on the edge here without interfering with the forest itself. So our warehouse there will go in, and that should now be retrievable by our people. Problem is, we don't actually have the timber available to build this. We have 5 units of timber in stock and not enough to carry that on. Is there some sort of small ruin that we can take? Mr. Edvard Good speaks of bold new era for Good and Sons, nobly bearing the burden, terrible traitor brother dropped at his door. So Edvard is my brother, apparently, and he is calling me a traitor. which is quite frustrating. Anyway, here we go. We've got this. That gives us timber, which allows us to build our warehouse. Excellent. So that's going to get built now. And Hannah thanks us for our help. Excellent. We still have 6 farmers to attract to the place before we can carry on. We do need more people here. Storage is shared throughout all warehouses. Once a good is delivered to a warehouse, it becomes accessible to the whole island. We've also unlocked some new buildings, and we can clear this ruined residential district. That will give us a little bit of a boost to our resources as well, usually in the form of more timber, which will allow us to continue building. So we need to clear the first ruin to discover our island's potential, and that is easily done there. Excellent. Mourning is eased. Now we have others for company, sibling. I don't understand this uncle thing. Is he an uncle or is he just some random uncle, brother? Who knows? We need to build a fishery and then attract 100 farmers so we can put a fishery right here. And what's really interesting is as you adjust this and build it out a little bit more, you can see that things change and the dock itself starts to take on a different structure, which is really nice. And you can create these really cool looking swathes of dockland to really bulk out the settlement. They've really gone the whole hog for this one, actually. I'm really impressed with it. So we now have a fishery. It does not quite... Oh, it does have dock access because the dock starts there and they're able to get stuff off it and onto that road there. All productions need to be connected either to a warehouse or the next building in their production chain. Make sure they are close enough. So I think we need to build a warehouse down here by our dock so that we can continue progressing there. What is going on here? So this trading post, every fish they catch needs to be delivered to a warehouse or a trading post. Be sure, right, yes. So we do need to build a warehouse. We're going to build one there. We do still need some timber. So let's have a quick look and see if there's any ruins we can demolish over here. That one should do. Abandoned residences. Are we getting rid of them? Yes, we are. Okay, once we've gotten rid of them, we can hopefully finish off constructing our second warehouse, although we're nearly harvesting enough timber to do that anyway. Currently over here, you can see the farmer workforce we have available to us. So we've got a labour pool of 59 and only 40 jobs, which means we have 19 more available workers to get into these areas and make more resources for us. So technically what we could do is we could build a brand new sawmill and see if that actually helps us out. But right now, I'm quite content to just let things build as they are. And you can see right here, we are about to clear out that area, which will give us some more building materials. So there we go, more timber. That takes us up to 18, so we can build our second warehouse. Now, what's going on here? There's no warehouse in range. There we go. So they are able to do it. And that should be very useful for us now that that's sorted. Wait a minute. Says no warehouse in range still, but there is a warehouse right there. Is it because I actually do need to put a road in? I think I do. So we're going to put that there. And yes, it was. It was due to a lack of road. What a silly thing. Anyway, we have people in. You can see down here we have a negative balance. So our income minus our spending is not looking good. And that is basically we're paying a lot of maintenance. Also, I need to put a road in here just to link all of this up. There we go. And then it'll come down here. You can see we're quite close to that warehouse there, and these dirt roads are not doing the best of jobs for now, but we will be able to upgrade those later on. And as we continue to progress here, we just need to attract 100 farmers in total. So we're going to put a little road in here, and we're going to kind of make this it'll kind of become a decorated area. Let's have a look at what decorative items we can put in place. We can only plant forests at the moment, but as we progress, we will unlock more decorative items that we can use. The other thing we can do is there is a way to duplicate streets and stuff, and that will be very useful. They are missing goods currently. They're missing fish, even though we currently have fish starting to come in. Maybe I need another fishery. So I think potentially let's build another fishery. We'll build one right here. Then we can just continue the dirt road going along. Then that should be very useful. So I'm not quite sure why this target place is continuing to show up, but we'll deal with that for now. We've got fishing going on there. we have a small trading post with fish in there. We can set a minimum stock for that to prevent us losing items that we don't want to lose. Very much in the same way with like manor lords, you have your production caps. It looks like we're going to get more farmers moving in, so that should not be an issue. Once they have enough fish, there we go. Right, we now need to clear an abandoned market district, which I think is up here. There we go. Away that goes. We'll get that cleared out. And we can move multiple objects at once. Like we relocated that marketplace before. If we click and drag, we can then move entire streets, which is always very useful. So help enough to demolish the larger ruins. That's done. We have the abandoned market district, which is now clear. And then we have also unlocked ornaments down here as well, which is really good. Our people need new clothes, so we can build a farm. If I just come down out of this menu and go back to my construction menu, you can see here we have work clothes. So they need a sheep farm and then a framework knitters. So we are going to try and build this quite close to where the warehouse is, just so we can get things put in place. And I'm going to build it. Let's build it here. Yeah, that works. And then we need to plant some fields. So we click on our sheep farm and we go to the sheepfold and we put that here, here, and here. Although, actually, what I might do is I might just move this. Let's move it. We relocate this sheep farm. Let's put it further afield, actually. I'm going to demolish that one. Right. Let's try that again. We're going to put it over here. That's a much better location for it. Now, the trees are getting harvested there, so we don't want to put it there. We will put it right here. Then, let's go to our sheep farm, and we will go 1, 2, and 3. Nice little sheep farm there. Then, yeah, I know about schnapps. Okay, you keep telling me you want alcohol. And we can put our framework knitters right on the edge of the street there. Or we can put it down here. Do I want to put it there? It is going to interfere with the trees a little bit, I think, which I don't really want, but we'll deal with that. What does that now drop down to in terms of its efficiency? Missing a farmer workforce, so we are short now of workers. And as you can see, happiness is impacted by many factors. For example, access to luxury goods. Find all factors in the residence menu. We now need to get our schnapps up and running, and that involves a potato farm and a schnapps distillery. So we're going to start our potato production, and that is going to go up this side, I think. But let's have a look at the schnapps distillery first. It's a small building. It can go right there. Will it have an impact on our people? Who knows? But it's there now. It shouldn't impact too much. And then we'll put our potato farm here, and we can start putting in a field. And this is drag, very much like you do in End Zone when you're designing those farms. So we're going to put that all the way up. We can currently fit 6 more in. So we'll just go to the edge there, and then that will be done. Excellent. You can see now, though, that our workforce is really struggling. So we're going to need to have a look at our quest book again. We need to raise the farmers' happiness and attract 150 farmers, then sustain a 70% schnapps supply for approximately 1 minute, as well as building a pub. So our pub needs 150 farmers before we can build it. So we're going to need to build some more residences, and we're going to start building these out in this direction, so I kind of have a bit of parity with my streets. And these all were 4 houses, and then along here as well. And we're just going to keep doing that. I don't see why that could be an issue, because we are always going to need more population, and these buildings are upgradable at a certain point. So you can upgrade them and change the housing to a different type of house, which I think is pretty cool. Then, beautification menu. We want to go into our modest park, which we haven't yet unlocked because we don't have the population needed to do so. So we're going to speed things up. And there's some more timber here that we can grab, which will allow us to finish building these houses. So we're going to get those built. I'm going to, can I highlight all of them? No, but we can upgrade them. The firework risk is increasing. Build a fire station before there's something to regret. So let's go to our fire station. We can just about fit one in here. So I'm actually going to put one right there. That's going to involve demolishing a bit of road here. We're going to take all of that out, then put our fire station in right in front of the market. Then I can just run a little road along here, and I'm still going to be able to put in some nice decorative items once I have them unlocked. So we have a 93% supply of schnapps, and it is increasing. The time is now out, and we can actually build our pub. Whoa, what a shame. I would have loved to have built it there. What's the size of it? Oh, it's not quite the size either. What a shame. So we're going to build a pub down here on the corner. It can go there on this corner here, I think, and we'll put it that way. Let's go here, because then it's quite close to that warehouse. We can always move that warehouse if needs be, and we have a nice like little community pub there. Great. So we have a pub. We can then clear the desolate church district. That goes, and we now have 4 schnapps in storage is what's required of us, because he wants them delivered to him. Let's have a look then. We'll have a look at our schnapps for now. Find your cousin leading a mob in the vicinity of Edward's Great Exhibition construction site. That's going to be where we go. This is a resident quest here. Me child's a firefighter's fanatic. He wishes to join the local squad when he grows up. It'd mean the world of him if you could take a picture of the fire station to hang by his bedside. Yeah, sure. So we've got a photography quest. We'll give him the schnapps. And for the photography quest, we just need to go back into here and take a photo. We've got clothes to hand over to him as well. Let's go and take this photo. So with our photo, we can just come into here. We're going to just take a quick snap of the fire station there, and that can be given to these people. There we go. Right. Now our shameless uncle is continuing to demand stuff of us, so we're actually going to go and have a look at the protests that are starting to happen in his area. So the farmer has given us a lot of wool, which is really useful to us because we can then use that to continue to develop our town. Now this lumberjack's hut, we might end up moving a little bit further afield because why not? And then that will allow us to expand this a little bit further because I don't really like that they're so close to our farms. Anyway, off we go into the main city where you can quite look at this. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. But there's protests going on. So we can do this to get the quest objectives done, and then we just need to have a look around. They'd rather die than stay. Our flag still wave for Samuel. Let Edvard oppress us no more. So there's some more protesters there, and there should be some more somewhere, surely. There they are. And that... Oh, there's more to get. 2 more. 2 more rioting mobs. There's one. 1 more, and there... Ooh, that's a big one. There we go. Right, we now have... a life away from Edvard, we're on board, only we've no ship to get on board of, so we need to find them a ship. Select the editor and his crew at Edvard's harbour. Here he is. He is offering us passage. He wants to leave, and he's offered us a ship. He is also the editor of a newspaper, so we can grab his ship, and yep, everybody, right, let's go. And away we go. We've taken a ship full of protesters, we've got a newspaper editor, and we are heading off. What? Has the cleft of the family no shame that it now resorts to abducting my workers? The Queen's ambassador himself shall hear of this. Not the Queen, just the Queen's ambassador. And we are taking them away to Ditchwater, but over here, the ambassador for the Queen. Abduction is a severe accusation, Sir Archibald Blake says. And if I may excuse me, a false one. We left Edvard quite willingly, says the editor. I mean, we've just taken a load of people away, so I don't know how we're going to house them all. Hence of polishing popinjay, I should have been rid of you long ago, says Edvard Good. I see nothing criminal. A bit of interfamilial bickering is only natural and hardly a matter for the crown. So that's a big 2 fingers up to our family member there, Edvard, whether he is our... I mean, he is our uncle, surely. I'm the brother of Hannah, and that's why they're calling me the upstart, the naughty brother, I guess. As for you, I've quite forgotten my manners, Sir Archibald Blake, ambassador and confidant to the Queen. Despite the circumstances, Her Majesty and I were pleased to hear of your return. Your father's death was a tragedy. We regret he never had a proper funeral. The real tragedy here is the vast funeral bill that goes unpaid, while this brat is living the life of Riley. I'm not exactly living the life of Riley. I live in Ditchwater. That surely tells you everything you need to know. Sadly, your uncle has indeed alerted me to some floating liabilities. I fear you have no choice but to settle them if I am to grant you your own crown shipping license. So we need to pay for our father's funeral if we're going to be able to trade goods and make our own money, which we are going to need. Edvard has registered the debt officially because he's a bit of a naughty man. Don't worry, that old tyrant can't hold us back anymore, says a cousin. Indeed, once my letterpress is up and running, the truth will come back to haunt Edvard. For your hospitality, please use my ship, howsoever you may wish. Excellent. So we have a ship that we can use. Not that we're going to do anything with it right now, because we have a lot more village to build. A little cat on his sails. That's cute. But good news, we have a ship now. And we need to get our debt cleared to get a shipping license. Currently, we are losing 15 per day, which is not so bad. We have an inferno somewhere. Where's the fire? Where is it? Oh dear, it's over there. But our brigade is putting it out. Firefighters are in action, and that should be extinguished soon enough. Yes, it is done. Hopefully we can repair the building as well. We need to upgrade our farmers' residences to a workers' residence. So we're going to do that now. Let's go back to our construction menu. You can see here, if we get our upgrade on, we can then hold shift and upgrade a bunch of houses in one go. So we're going to go here, and no, I just want to upgrade a few actually. So we're just going to highlight all the way across. We're going to upgrade these ones, and then we'll upgrade those ones. There we go. We have reached the age of industrialization, and we have an abandoned smeltery to clear. Now where is that? That is over here. There we go. Once that's gone, we need to attract 150 workers. We currently have 80. So we're probably going to need to upgrade some more stuff. And we can build clay pits on existing clay deposits. So that's just something to be aware of. Oh god, I don't want to demolish stuff. What a fool. Build that, and we'll get the upgrades put in place. Upgrade that, and that, and that. And once that is there... Once they have their needs fulfilled, we'll be able to upgrade them. So, we do also need to build some more workers' houses. That is problematic, because we are currently now short of farmers. Sorry, not workers. We're going to upgrade one final building when we're able to. This one we can't. Not quite, anyway. And then we can... What's happened to you? Where have you gone? Right, well, we'll build another farmer's residence. And then we just need to build a few more out in this direction. And we have reached the status of Port Town. I'm going to have these residences have a little bit of a different layout compared to the current one that we've got. And hopefully we'll get some more workers moving in. This road will continue up to here and join up with that one. And then we can put in some more farmers' residences. I'll put them down here. But that doesn't quite fit. So let's just demolish this. And then build another one. There, and then coming down in that direction. There we go. It's not the best layout. It kind of goes off a bit askew at that point there, but now we've got enough workers in. Can we now upgrade that building? Still no. Even though we should be able to. Ah, wait, hang on. What do they need? I have the ability to do it. Oh, we do it. Is it because we need 10 people living in it? I think it is. One more residents moving in, and we'll be able to upgrade it. And then that's good. But while we're doing that, we can build our clay pit. So we're going to build that over there. And then we need to build a brick factory. So we're going to go over here. We are going to build the brick factory right next to the clay pit there. And then we can start. If I just have a quick look, what do we need? We need 8 units of timber, which shouldn't take us too long to get. And then we can run a dirt road coming out of here and along there. Then we can have them run over the... Oh, we're missing a construction material. We need timber for that, don't we? Yeah, we're going to need timber for that. Just going to get rid of this. Then we're going to have a look at our dirt road. And we're going to go over here. Still missing a construction material. But now it's important that we get the brickworks built. What do we need for this then? Yeah, okay, you can go away. It costs 20 timber, that's why. So we're going to have to let our timber stores build up a little bit. Do I have something that I can demolish there? Yes, we do. So we're going to demolish all of that stuff there, get some timber. Happy days. We can now build the bridge that we need. I'm going to build it right here. along there. Keep it nice and tight by the shoreline. And then we're going to run a road that goes all the way down here. Like that to the city centre. And then we can actually link these all up. And knowing how I want to lay out this city, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be enough to now fit some more houses in that gap. 1, 2, 3. I think I might maybe put an extra one in there that I didn't need to. Yeah, that's gone a little bit too far along. So we'll just adjust that. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right. Yes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're left with a little bit of an extra there. So we're going to actually go in this way. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll put another one right here, like that. Then demolish this one. And we've got enough space for 2 new districts there and then a little bit in between. Excellent. Right, so we need 4 sails in storage, but we're going to work on that next episode. For now, we'll just grab a quest here. They want a drill. Oh no, they've given me a drill. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to come back and see what all of that means next episode. But for now, let's go into our postcard mode and I will show you how we're looking so far. So we've developed quite a nice little town here. We've got some workers' houses, we've got some farmers' residences, we're building a little bit of a port, and we're starting to get the main production chains up and running. We've ended up with a brickworks that is now going to be staffed, and things are looking quite well as we continue our quest to take revenge on our wronged and deceased father. Thank you all for watching our first episode of Anno 1800. I hope you've enjoyed watching me learn how to play the game. I'm really excited for this one. I love this time period. I think it's so fascinating. We were an age of explorers and dreamers, and we believed anything was possible. And I really like the idea of building in this game, so I'm quite excited for more. If you'd like to see some more, do let me know. This will be replacing something for a while, and I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.